the Constitution as well, under Article 43. So mine is a clarion call not only to the women, but the people of Kenya. It is time, the day is here that we need to respect and uphold women's rights as a country. Thank you. Very well.
As you stand there, I request that the women of Kenya come near me. You are my power. Kujeni karibu, wale ambao ni wafupi wakuje mbele. Munisimamie nipatiane presa yangu.
Peana, tuko hapa.
Wamama hai. Wamama viva.
Viva.
Allow me not to use the microphone and use the... Is that okay?
Yes.
For the sake of the sound clarity for the cameras, I've been requested not to use the microphone, but use the microphones that are connected to the cameras. Honorable members of the press and the various organizations represented in this gathering today from the civil society, I want to thank you because I have seen you come for me when I was at my lowest. The day I was petitioned out of parliament for not accepting a flimsy answer from the cabinet secretary in charge of interior, Murkomen, I was at my lowest as I walked out of parliament when other women in the same house were jeering at me. When they looked at me, even there is one woman leader, a woman representative. If you listen to that clip, there is one woman in that clip who said, "Tutakupiga vita." Shame. If you listen to that clip, there is one woman who said, "Tutakupiga vita." Shame. That was my lowest. My lowest because I have been in the women movement in this country since I was 19 years old. I have been participating in the arena of trying to make sure that women politicians get political space for them to make critical decisions like the one I'm trying to make. It defeated me to see women representatives and women MPs watch me as I was getting patronized by men, including the speaker himself, and they never defended me for standing for the rights of the women of Kenya. That is the lowest Kenya has gone on matters of women's rights. So on Wednesday 13th August 2025, I staged a protest in the National Assembly against the Cabinet Secretary for Interior and National Assembly Administration, Honorable Murkomen, for failing to effectively oversee the arrest of the prime suspect in the femicide of 42 women whose bodies were discovered at Kware dam site in July of 2024. In response, the Speaker of the National Assembly, Honorable Moses Wetangula, issued a 20-day suspension against myself, barring me from using my office and from appearing in Parliament to represent my constituents, some of whom are here with me today. This is punitive action, and it is viewed as an attempt to silence both myself and the broader anti-femicide movement of Kenya, which continues to demand accountability from security agencies for failing to protect Kenyan women and girls from gender-based killings. In his response to my question in Parliament on the Kware dam site murders, the CS Murkomen confirmed that after 13 months, the Directorate of Criminal Investigation, that is the DCI, has only positively identified 5 out of 42 bodies. Please note, after 13 months, that is 1 year and 1 month, they have only been able to identify only 5 out of 42 bodies. He further admitted that since 20th August 2024, the prime suspect Collins Jumaisi escaped from police custody. The DCI has made no meaningful progress in locating him or identifying other suspects. Since 2016, over 930 women have been murdered in Kenya. I want to repeat, since 2016, over 930 women have been murdered in Kenya, yet only 216 perpetrators have been prosecuted. CS Murkomen's failure to aggressively pursue the perpetrators of the Kware femicide cases not only demonstrates contempt of the victims, but also reinforces the pattern that, under the current government watch, perpetrators of femicide can kill women and traumatize families with impunity. Speaker Wetangula's decision to act against myself rather than holding CS Murkomen accountable for failing to fulfill his constitutional duty to safeguard internal security further perpetuates this pattern of contempt against women's rights. It is particularly alarming that following his flippant treatment to myself and other leaders like Senator Gloria, who has gone through the same, Murkomen went on to dismiss the BBC Africa Eye documentary, Madams, exposing Kenya's child sex trade in Maimahio in Girigiri, describing it as an attack on Kenya's image. This reflects a consistent unwillingness to address urgent and systematic threats to women and girls of Kenya. My suspension is a call to action to all Kenyans to stand in solidarity with the femicide victims and to demand accountability from state institutions going forward. Wamama Viva! Viva! I commit as a member of parliament elected by the power of the vote, enshrined by the Kenyan Constitution, as a woman leader of this country, as a mother of girls and boys, I will continue to play my critical and active role in defending the rights of women, mothers, girls, and children of Kenya. I will not be cowed by such activities and actions as seen or witnessed in last parliament activity patronized by Speaker Moses Wetangula. What a shame. I want to remind Speaker Moses Wetangula that any woman elected in the National Assembly is not a mama. Any woman elected in the National Assembly is referred to as honorable member. Mamas are languages that are used to bring down the women's status in the society. Mamas are called to us whenever we are in our homes. But when we are in parliament, we are honorable members of parliament. Wamama Viva! Viva! As a woman leader in this country, I want to register my disappointment with the government of the day. President William Ruto, the patron of my party that has sponsored me in the National Assembly, committed to a national women charter and promised to deliver sanitary towel to every deserving girl of this country. 2 years and a half are gone. That has not been done. President William Ruto, you have failed the girls of Kenya. President William Ruto committed through a national charter, which he committed through the commitment of a personal signature, to provide diapers to lactating mothers of Kenya. It is now 2.5 years and those diapers to lactating mothers have not been delivered. President William Samoei Ruto, you not only failed to deliver diapers, you have refused to protect the dignity of mothers during delivery by providing a cover called Leader Mama. You have failed the women of Kenya. As I complete my press statement today, I want to reassure the women of Kenya, those that are aspiring to become MCAs, those that are aspiring to become members of parliament, governors and senators, do not back down. Continue pressing on. Some of us are suffering so that tomorrow we can occupy our spaces. Prepare to occupy parliament through parliamentary votes. Prepare to come and sit on the seats that Wamuchomba sits in parliament. Prepare to be governors, prepare to be senators, so that our voice can be amplified as the women of Kenya. Viva Wamama Viva! Viva! Viva Wamama Viva! Viva! From today, we are continuing to rally the call to action to protect the women of Kenya from harassment from the police harassment from patriarchal system of political parties, and harassment from their workplaces. Senator Oroba said something that I think Kenya has not heard. Her problems and wars started when she talked about sexuality, sexual harassment in the corridors of offices of government. Senator is speaking on behalf of so many women who are quiet. There are so many women who are intimidated in their job workplaces, women intimidated in political parties, women intimidated in colleges and universities, and Senator is speaking for so many women. Continue praying for us, continue standing with us, and thank you very much for coming to stand with me as I give my press up today. Asanteni sana.
Mweshi, kuna maswali msiende, wangetulia kwanza tuulize maswali mawili.
Yeah. Okay, ladies,
watulie tu.
Mnaomba mtulie, tuna maswali wanafaa ulize. Can we have questions, maybe 2 or 3?
Yes. So tutakuwa nitaanza alafu wenzangu watafuata. Jina langu ni Ronald Mweshi kutoka idhaa ya Radio. Na Waziri wa usalama wa ndani Kipchumba Murkomen baada ya hiyo taarifa ya BBC alisema kwamba wanaenda kuchunguza. Chini ya saa 24 alipofika bungeni alisema kwamba ilikuwa ni taarifa fake. It was a hoax investigation. What do you think is happening in the country, especially when it comes to matters that touches directly on women? Kwamba wanawake wanauliwa lakini taarifa zinazima tu.
I think listening to Murkomen, when the BBC expose was broadcasted, I saw Governor Susan Keheka, my sister, rise up very fast, address the matter, and even went further to create a task force in her county to investigate and tackle that issue once and for all. And I know Susan Keheka's facial expressions. And when she means business, I know. And that day she meant business. So when Senator Kipchumba Murkomen, our CS, comes on TV through Parliament to say it was a hoax, it only tells you that there's something they discovered that was so tarnishing that he was covering up. Because there is no way a governor in charge of the county that has an issue would behave the way she behaved, going to the extent of even creating the task force for that matter, and then a CS comes to Parliament and says it was a hoax. You know, this is a government that is in denial, that there are so many errors of omission and so many errors of commission under their watch, especially on matters of women's rights. They have failed immensely. In fact, I can tell you, because I said I started women movement activities when I was 19. This is the lowest Kenya has sunk. This is the lowest we have been as women movement, with the women movement of Kenya. It was not like this when we had Mother Karua and Charity Ngiro and Senator Beth Mogo and Setsini Barire. It has never been like this. Akina Joki Dongo stood up on that floor of the house and defended. They made bills and acts that protected the dignity of women of Kenya. So I think Senator Murkomen is inept. He is completely inept. He cannot continue to serve as a minister in charge of interior if he cannot even defend the right of the woman he has in his own house and the daughters he has given birth to as a father. And his own mother. If Senator Murkomen, our CS, cannot be able to protect the right of his own mother, his own daughter, his own wife, he should actually resign before he's impeached.